I want to invite you to turn your attention and give your attention to Rick Waitley. You know, Rick has served as our executive director. I've worked close with him as a member of the governing board of Trinity Pines, and I'm so thankful for his wisdom and his dedication and his leadership. And I know that tonight you're going to be blessed by what you see and what's happened at Trinity Pines.
In mid-March, we saw a yellow light on the horizon. Something called coronavirus had hit the state. Low numbers, but the pandemic came with some early warning. Immediately, Superintendent Scott Shaw started Friday meetings with the Camp Executive Committee for updates from the local community, the state, CDC, and camp personnel. The Executive Committee took positive steps and extended the April 15th early bird deadline to April 30th to make it easier on parents and campers who were now in a stay-at-home order. Churches were also closed, which resulted in slowing the process of communication related to our summer camps. Then the yellow light turned to a red light in just a few short weeks. The phone at camp was ringing off the hook with cancellations and rebookings. We were getting calls in Cascade and Meridian's camp office with questions about the future of summer camps. It became evident in the Cascade community that unemployment and lack of hot food at school for students now being forced to stay at home was resulting in a lack of food sustainability for individuals and families. Trinity Pines connected with the Cascade School District. Our goal was twofold. We wanted to keep Trinity Pines employees employed, knowing we would need them when things opened up, and also to meet the requirements for the federal funding made available by Congress. We were immediately into a partnership with Trinity Pines doing the food prep for the delivery by the school district to the homes in the Cascade area. Special thanks to Food Service Manager Carla Thompson for her quick response in finding containers and available foods that could be secured and prepared for a home delivery. The number of families receiving the food continued to climb each week, resulting in an increased demand on the Trinity Pines kitchen. We found our mission statement to be a guiding light for this opportunity, transforming lives into the nature and character of Jesus Christ. The west entrance to the conference center is a major thoroughfare of campers, and we had been planning the installation of pavers since the time the office remodel had been completed. Now we could proceed. The impact of volunteers arriving in late spring gave all of these projects a great boost.
One of the projects we have tackled this year is over Mountain Lodge. Mountain Lodge is one of the three big brown buildings where generally the summer campers stay. They're set up with 4 individual rooms and 2 bathrooms, and the building can be divided in half. Upstairs is what we call a bonus area, and we've used the bonus area. We've set up projectors and game areas, worship sets, but they're really an underutilized space. It's definitely not the preference for a rental group compared to the big windows in the main building. And we selected the upstairs of Mountain Lodge to be converted into 2 apartments. Essentially, we built 2 bathrooms in the middle of this long room, creating 2 separate living spaces. We were able to add windows, add nice showers, nice carpet. One of the main things we're trying to solve right now is summer staff. Summer staff have lived above the garage in RVs and staff housing and possibly tents. I've heard rumors. This will give us a dedicated place in the summer at a full capacity or a social distanced capacity. It'll give us somewhere safe and dedicated for our summer staff to stay. In the off season, when they're not summer staff, we can use those for volunteers that maybe don't own an RV but want to come up and help and lend a hand to a project. Another project we've been able to tackle this year is finally remodeling what we call our VIP suites. Those are located in the 3rd floor of the main building. They traditionally were a small room with a queen bed, a separate area with a couple of closets, and a bathroom. They were adequate. They've served us well for many, many years, but I just saw an opportunity to make that space bigger. Generally, our guests are only in there for 1 to 2 to maybe 3 nights, and I didn't see the need for the large closets. We began the project in the early winter time before COVID really got going. We're able to completely remove the closets, add a second window in east and add a window in west, pipe in some built-in air conditioning for it, new carpet, new furnishing, nice bathrooms. And so for our district superintendent and other keynote speakers and leaders that need a place to retreat at the end of the day, we're going to have something a little nicer for them moving forward.
Trinity Pines several years ago had been slowly building with Share the Dream funds and extra revenue at the close of the operating year, a sustainability fund for crisis management and special projects anticipated as the camp aged. By midsummer, it was determined that we were, in fact, in crisis management, and that these funds were allocated to sustain some of the projects being completed by volunteers and staff. Some of the facilities at Trinity Pines were 15 to 18 years old and were showing the daily wear and tear of camper use. Again, the door of opportunity allowed us to use sustainability funds to bring new life and address safety concerns in many areas of camp operation. About this same time, we determined that volunteers might need a new classification for the unbelievable service they provide to the camp. The group was given a new title, Second Wind Staff, to identify and recognize this army so vitally important to camp operations. A few years ago, a settlement was reached with an insurance carrier on the poor quality of the siding on the conference center. The old siding was removed and a professional crew was contracted to install hardy board siding. The siding needed painting to protect it from the elements of the weather. However, there were other projects tied to completion of the conference center remodels in the past couple of years that we wanted to complete so that we had a finished facility to be painted. The goal became a reality in late September when Rod Black and his crew rolled in to spread over 100 gallons of paint and trim. What is ahead for 21? First and foremost, we need to solicit your prayers. We want to and need to open the doors of Trinity Pines for children, teens, and adults. We are cleaner, safer, and have more procedures in place than ever before because of the last few months. Pray for our frontline workers, our staff, and their families, that they are healthy and safe. You have stood in the gap the past few months to help us through some turbulent and uncertain times. Trinity Pines, since the beginning, has operated by faith, and we will continue that goal into the future. The mission of the camp remains the same, providing a unique retreat and camp environment that allows for the transforming of lives into the nature and character of Jesus Christ. We will work towards that end until the Lord returns, and are grateful for your partnership and generosity to help us maintain and fulfill that mission.